Hi, and welcome once again to our show In Our Teens, a show that brings together parents, teenagers, and experts that helps us understand the remarkable journey of teenage. On campus placements क्या होते हैं? हायरिंग स्ट्रेटजी कॉर्पोरेट्स की क्या होती है? बच्चों को कैसे पैकेजेस एक्सपेक्ट करने चाहिए? आज बात करेंगे इन सारे मुद्दों को लेकर। In my guest chair today, Vodafone India VP and National Head IoT Strategic and Smart Connectivity, Mr Ranjeet Suraj Singh. आइए उनसे बात करते हैं. Hi Ranjeet and welcome to our show In Our Teens.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you so much.
Thank you for fishing out time from your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Being here
pleasure.
for us.
Absolute pleasure.
So Ranjeet, when I was briefed about you, the first thing that came to my mind was telecommunications.
Yeah.
So when I say telecommunications, what's the first thing that you would want to tell a teenager about it?
Very, very good question to start with, frankly speaking. Telecommunication is the backbone of India's digital infrastructure. अगर आप देखें पिछले 2 साल में हमारे यहाँ डिजिटल मनी एक ऐसा रेवोल्यूशन है जो वर्ल्ड में कहीं नहीं है. लोग हमारे पास आते हैं, डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज लाइक यूएस, यूके, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज. अभी G20 कंक्लूड हुआ था और इंडिया ने शोकेस किया कि डिजिटल करेंसी आप कैसे यूज कर सकते हो. मैं आपको एक डेटा थ्रो करना चाहता हूँ कि 40% हमारा जो ट्रांजैक्शन होता है इट्स इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ डिजिटल टुडे.
Yes.
हर एक गांव, हर एक शहर, हर एक कस्बा में हम पेनिट्रेट कर चुके हैं, जहां पे हम ऑप्टिकल फाइबर से 2.5 लाख गांव को जोड़ पाए. 2.5 लाख गांव, वो एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हमने क्रिएट किया है. जो क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन हमारे बच्चों को यहाँ मिलता है
वही अभी गांव में अवेलेबल,
वो अभी गांव में अवेलेबल है. ये हम सोच नहीं सकते था आज से 3 साल पहले, 4 साल पहले. कोविड हमारे लिए शायद एक पिट स्टॉप था. फ्रैंकली बताएं कि पिट स्टॉप था एक ग्रोथ जर्नी को स्टार्ट करने का. शायद एक ऑब्वियसली कोविड में जो समस्याएं आई उसको तो अनथिंकेबल है, लेकिन एक ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी जो हमने कैपिटलाइज किया अपना एक डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करने में, उसमें टेलीकॉम का बहुत बड़ा रोल है.
कभी कभी बुराई आती है तब शायद हम कहीं और अच्छाई ढूंढने जाते हैं, तो ये इसका
एक ग्रोइंग नेशन का एक डीएनए में होता है. और शायद हमने करके दिखलाया.
yes.
ये हमने करके दिखलाया. जब
कहीं शायद अगर ये जबरदस्ती नहीं होता तो हम शायद ये नहीं करते. सोचते नहीं उस डायरेक्शन.
बहुत सही, नहीं कर पाते. डीमोनेटाइजेशन मैं आपको बताऊं कि इंडिया पहली कंट्री नहीं थी जहाँ डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था. पहले भी बहुत सारी कंट्री में डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ है, लेकिन डीमोनेटाइजेशन से उभरना बहुत कंट्री, अगर आप उठाकर हिस्ट्री देखें जहाँ जहाँ डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ है, किसी भी देश को 8 से 10 साल लगा वापस आने में. हम शायद 1 या 1.5 साल में वापस आए, क्योंकि हमने वो डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर खड़ा कर रहे थे. हमारा प्लान था कि हम एक डिजिटल मनी लेके आएंगे. ठीक है, आप विश्वास नहीं कीजिएगा, मैं पिछले 1.5 साल में आज तक एटीएम से पैसा नहीं निकाला हूँ. और मैं अराउंड द कंट्री में ट्रैवल करता हूँ. आई ट्रैवल ऑलमोस्ट 15-20 डेज अ मंथ. मेरे जेब में आपको 10 रुपये नहीं मिलेंगे. Such is the kind of penetration that we have.
We are in the age of digital money.
Yeah.
We have conquered it now.
We have conquered it, and we are only growing. I mean, frankly speaking, we are only growing from here.
So I'm sure जब ये कैनवस इतना बड़ा बनते जा रहा है, तो I'm sure इसके करियर्स भी ज्यादा खुलते जा रहे होंगे अभी टीनेजर्स के लिए.
मैं आपको एक डेटा शेयर करना चाहूँगा कि डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली टुडे टेलीकॉम करीब 2.5 मिलियन जॉब्स क्रिएट करता है. 2.5 मिलियन. With 5G revolution, 5G already launched in India. ये एस्टिमेट किया जा रहा है कि by 2025 it will create another 2.5 million jobs in India. Another 2.5. We're talking about 5 million jobs in telecom. और तो हमारे पास इंडिया में स्किल सेट नहीं है. There's a dearth of skill sets in India. As telecom is concerned, it's such a wide field. And telecom, frankly, मैं आपको बताऊँ, telecom is not about ओनली अबाउट मोबाइल फोन्स, और हम जो बात करते हैं और हम अपने फोन पे 3G 4G 5G पे डेटा सर्व करते हैं, गूगल मूवीज देखते हैं, नहीं, इट्स नॉट टेलीकॉम। ठीक है, टेलीकॉम एक बहुत बड़ा इंडस्ट्री है, इसकी इकोसिस्टम बहुत बड़ी है आज के डेट पे। टेलीकॉम एक ऐसा इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ पे आईटी बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है।
Yes.
ठीक है, टेलीकॉम एक ऐसा इंडस्ट्री है जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है। अगर टेलीकॉम अगर आप एज अ कंस्ट्रक्ट देखें, हाउ डज द इंडस्ट्री लुक लाइक, तो टेलीकॉम इज लाइक आपके पास वायरलाइन फोन्स कम्स अंडर टेलीकॉम, यू हैव मोबाइल फोन्स कम्स अंडर टेलीकॉम, यू हैव इंटरनेट व्हिच कम्स अंडर टेलीकॉम। नाउ अगर ये 3 डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट है जो फॉर्म करता है टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, इसका एक अपना अपना इकोसिस्टम है। तो फॉर एग्जांपल इंटरनेट की हम बात करें, जो आजकल फोन, तो पता कैसा हो गया, फोन जब आप रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं ना, सॉरी वॉइस की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं तो आपको सबसे पहले क्या मिलता है, पानी ला के रख दिया जाता है, आपने खाना ऑर्डर किया या नहीं किया, बेसिक पानी ला के रख दिया वो, ठीक है। सो वॉइस इज लाइक इट्स गिवन, ओके, बट द आइसिंग ऑन द केक इज द इंटरनेट, ओके, एंड व्हाई आई एम सेइंग इंटरनेट इज इट्स गॉट अ ह्यूज इकोसिस्टम। आप समझ जाइए कि अगर हम फाइबर से 2.5 लाख गाँव को कनेक्ट किए हैं आज की डेट पे, और सिर्फ गांव, शहर में पहले ही से ऑप्टिकल फाइबर था हमारा, सिर्फ मैं गांव की बात कर रहा हूँ, आप समझ जाइए कितना बड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट हुआ। एंड आई मीन इफ द कंट्री रिक्वायर्स एडिशनल 2.5 million skill sets, okay, to run this industry, from where will you get it if you don't have a basic, if you don't have a fundamentals of education relating to telecom, where will you get it? So there are a lot of things which is happening, there are a lot of things which has happened.
And Ranjit, coming to that point only, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि आज के टीनेजर को कितना what should be the aim and ambition now? With so much, we are looking forward to 6G coming to classrooms. आज क्लासरूम में हमारे टाइम पे ब्लैक बोर्ड होता था, चौक से टीचर दिखती थी. Today we have smart boards. We have connectivity. One class can be connected to another class. One institute can be connected to another institute. I mean, it's opening up so many channels. तो एक टीनेजर को अपने ड्रीम्स और एम्बिशंस अब कितने बढ़ाने चाहिए? एंड ऑल्सो एज यू बीन सेइंग ऑल द टाइम, स्किल, यू नो, वी नीड मोर स्किल्ड पीपल, सो एकेडमिक नॉलेज तो चाहिए, ऑन फील्ड स्पेशलाइजेशन कितना महत्वपूर्ण है?
बहुत ज़्यादा। मैं बताऊँ, टेलीकॉम पहले, अगर आप मेरा जर्नी देखेंगे, फ्रेंकली मैं छोटा सा एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ, मैं क्या था, मैं एक आर्ट्स ग्रेजुएट हूँ, मैंने एक MBA किया है, ठीक है, 17 साल टेलीकॉम में काम किया हूँ। आप
आर्ट्स ग्रेजुएट हो, आपने MBA किया है और आप IT इंडस्ट्री में?
मैं IT टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री में, ठीक है। उस समय इंडस्ट्री इतनी इवॉल्व नहीं थी, देयर वाज अ डर्थ ऑफ स्किल सेट्स, तो मैं बहुत बेसिक टेलीकॉम से शुरुआत किया, बहुत बेसिक, लेकिन आज मैं सस्टेन क्यों कर पाया हूँ इस इंडस्ट्री में, क्योंकि मैं अपना अपस्किलिंग टाइम टू टाइम करते आया हूँ,
अपडेटिंग योरसेल्फ,
अपस्किलिंग, अपडेटिंग माय सेल्फ इन टेक्नोलॉजी, ठीक है। Why I'm saying this is telecom is no longer a general job. Okay, it's a very specialized industry where you need special skill sets. Even if you are telecom. If I talk about telecom company, आपको पता है 4 कंपनी हैं, एक तो गवर्नमेंट की है, 3 प्राइवेट सेक्टर में। अगर हम बात करें तो टेलीकॉम में सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग भी है, टेलीकॉम में कस्टमर केयर भी है, टेलीकॉम में इंजीनियरिंग भी है, टेलीकॉम में सॉल्यूशंस भी है, टेलीकॉम में IT भी है, टेलीकॉम में डेवलपमेंट भी है, और एक टेलीकॉम में बहुत बड़ा रोल है, वो है नेटवर्क का, बहुत बड़ा रोल है नेटवर्क का, नेटवर्क जो हम इंजीनियरिंग में क्लब करते हैं। सेल्स वाले के लिए भी जनरल सेल्स गाय will not fit into the scheme of things today. He needs to skill himself to be a part of telecom, frankly speaking. So industry is, the way it is evolving, and we find it frankly very tough. We find it very tough.
Because
today,
information is changing every single day.
It's like a law. It's like a law. I mean, you have to read this every quarter.
Correct.
What's happening in the industry. So it's getting into a specialized, industry altogether.
Ranjit, the last conversation that we had, उसमें आपने बताया कि एजुकेशन पॉलिसी अब चेंज हो गई है। बच्चों को जरूरी नहीं कि कॉमर्स वाला कॉमर्स ही करेगा, साइंस वाला साइंस करेगा, आर्ट्स वाला आर्ट्स ही करेगा। ये 8th स्टैंडर्ड में आप चुन के अपना एक करियर बना सकते हैं। तो ये जो आप टेक्नोलॉजी अपडेटिंग के बारे में अभी आपने कहा कि वो कंटिन्यूसली चेंज हो रही है, अपडेट हो रही है, लेकिन हमारे बच्चे आज जो सीख रहे हैं इन देयर 10th, इन देयर 12th, क्या ये और फास्ट पेस्ड होना चाहिए? क्या उनका सिलेबस और थोड़ा बदलना चाहिए कंसिडरिंग द फ्यूचर दैट दे आर गोइंग टू फेस? or we are at the right pace? मतलब आप जब you are a father of two wonderful teenagers, तो आप जब कभी उनका syllabus देखते हैं, तब आपको ऐसे लगता है कि और थोड़ा extra knowledge इसमें inculcate होना चाहिए?
Look, for me to comment now would be difficult. Why I'm saying this is the national education policy which government of India launched a couple of years back, वो इस साल से implement हुआ है. अच्छी बात ये है कि बच्चों को बहुत flexibility मिलती है, ठीक है? तो जरूरी नहीं है कि एक बच्चा जिसको मैथ्स पसंद है उसको फिजिक्स ही पसंद है, ये बच्चा जिसको फिजिक्स पसंद है उसको बायोलॉजी भी पसंद है, जरूरी नहीं है. लेकिन कन्वेंशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम क्या था हमारा ये था कि अगर आपको इंजीनियर बनना है तो आपको मैथ्स पढ़ना पड़ेगा, फिजिक्स पढ़ना पड़ेगा, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ना पड़ेगा. आपके तो ऑप्शन नहीं है, भले आपको केमिस्ट्री पसंद है या नहीं है. एनईटी जो मेडिकल है, अगर आपको बायोलॉजी पसंद है और आपको केमिस्ट्री नहीं पसंद है तो यू कांट इवन थिंक ऑफ गेटिंग इनटू मेडिकल, राइट? This education policy gives a lot of flexibility to the students. You can pick and choose your subjects, which is the area of interest.
Yes. Even in arts, जिनको arts लेने हैं वो एक business studies subjects भी ले सकता है.
Exactly, ले सकता है. Business studies वो बिल्कुल ले सकता है.
Yes.
Right. ये तो बहुत पहले शुरुआत हो गई थी. पहले business study was mainly a post graduation.
Correct.
You know?
Yes.
But now you have undergraduates also getting into business studies.
From 8th standard.
8th standard.
From 8th standard you have economics and.
Yeah. So it's difficult to comment how it is shape up, but the green shoots are clearly visible. Okay. Because the kids, last thing I want to burden my kids, okay, with our expectation. And this is how I feel. Last thing, मेरा expectation नहीं है. This is you need to choose what you want to do. Okay. And the best part is there is an ecosystem which is available today where you can pick and choose. Okay, the area of your interest. If you think maths and biology, for example, or let's say economics and maths. Okay, आपको maths से पसंद है, आपको economics से पसंद है because you want to get into business. Take up this subject and pursue your career.
Yes.
Okay, that's a flexibility.
That's the beauty of the current policy. Ranjeet, as a telecommunication corporate giant, okay, what does your company feel is the best thing in today's teenagers that you guys can cater to?
Oh, they're three things. Okay, these guys are the new kids. Okay, frankly speaking,
so new kids. What is the age group that you would define?
The new kids who get into this telecom industry, somewhere between 26 to 30.
Okay.
Or 25 to 30, whatever. It's like at times हमें कभी insecurity हो जाती है. क्योंकि यार तुमने 17 साल लगाए इस इंडस्ट्री में, the kind of knowledge these kids have, frankly speaking, I think you need to take a pit stop and think where you're going wrong. Being in this industry very close to the technology, how does these kids have this kind of knowledge and understanding of the technology?
Knowledge, understanding और एक हटके perspective.
Very different. So it has to be an environment which is inclusive in nature. So you have experienced folks like us, and there we have millennials and Gen Zs also.
Yes.
Gen Zs तो चलो नहीं है अभी, millennials अभी
Yes.
got into this. So you have to create that inclusive environment where you to take their perspective, okay, put our perspective and pick and choose the best one which is in interest of the organization.
So what would you, as of today, what would you tell a 10th standard kid who's looking forward to get into the IT business or telecommunication? एक चीज जो आप बोलना चाहेंगे, what to look forward to?
Always be close to the technology and don't use technology as an end product. Get into the ecosystem. हम ना बच्चे आप देखते हैं बच्चे आजकल गेम्स का बड़ा चला हुआ, बच्चे फोन पे गेम्स डाउनलोड करते हैं, खेलते रहते हैं. मैं बच्चों को बोलता हूँ कि ये तो देखो गेम बना कैसे.
But ये बहुत से बच्चे सोचते हैं.
That
is the reason why today also we are a country where a 14-year-old is investing in a startup.
Yeah.
We have those miracles.
I'll read a story. I just finished one of my conclave in Pune around last week. Okay, where we invited few startups and couple of kids.
और क्या age group था उनका?
26-27 साल. And they have built up a business worth 500 crores.
Yeah. And they're selling to you corporate joints.
They are selling to us. नहीं वो हमें नहीं बेच रहे हैं, हम उनके पास जा रहे हैं. हम उनके पास जा रहे हैं कि ये सोल्यूशन है, आप ये लो. ठीक है, मैं आपको ये प्रोडक्ट दे रहा हूँ, मैं आपको वो प्रोडक्ट दे रहा हूँ कि आई एम गिविंग देम सॉल्यूशन. तो they have already, I mean, these guys were funded by the Shark Tanks. I mean, they were in Shark Tank, and we'll talk about it later. But amazing, and believe me, I think मैं यही बोलूँगा बच्चों को कि be close to the technology if you have any interest, and get into the ecosystem rather than just experiencing the end product. Get into the ecosystem. How was it created?
Get to the origin.
Get to the origin.
Yes. Ranjit, you are an MBA.
Yeah.
Okay. How important is MBA in today's times? How important? क्या जरूरी है हमें कि हम बिजनेस के छोटे छोटे नुआंसेस को समझें एज एकेडमिक और एज अ सिलेबस बिफोर गेटिंग इनटू एनी फील्ड? बिकॉज आज एक इंजीनियर भी MBA कर रहा है, आर्ट स्टूडेंट भी MBA कर रहा है, तो क्या ये जरूरी हो गया है एक एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन रखना? Or is it just related to the fact कि MBA है तो you have some degree and you have a little edge about the others?
देखिए, I'll give you both the perspective. Earlier, in our when we were graduating,
yes,
late 90s,
our generation,
late 90s and early 20s, MBA was you want to do a post-graduation course. Okay.
You have that master's degree.
You have a master's degree, and MBA used to fetch us job.
Yes.
Those days. It's not that we didn't have options. I could have pursued an MA in arts, economics, any other field. But our economy was not very evolved those days. Okay? And they were looking for specialized roles. Right? MBA directly or indirectly provided good job scope those days. But whether this holds true in the current context, I'm not sure. But MBA helps you get up the ladder. So for example, today, if I have to recruit someone in telecom, okay, in my field, I will look at his technical education, frankly speaking. Because when you enter as a management trainee, I would need his technical expertise, because MBA is required when you grow up the ladder. Okay, you need a broader perspective of the business, which includes a technical and non-technical part. For example, okay, if I need to develop a product, okay, if I'm looking for someone who can develop a product for me, I don't need an MBA.
Correct.
But yes, if I'm a product manager and if I want to become a CEO or vice president tomorrow in my organization, I need to have an MBA degree, because I want to have a broader view of how the business operates. Okay, which gives you an insight about marketing, which gives you an insight about people management, which gives you insight about P&L management, okay, which gives you insight about operation management.
Yes.
Okay, and as a leader, you need to have those kind of skill sets, yeah, to run your business, and hence MBA is required. So I'm not saying that MBA is not required; it's an icing on the cake. It is definitely required. And look at what's happening in the Western countries, right? People do their graduation, people do their post-graduation, okay, they get into a good job. After 10 years, they realize the need of having an MBA degree because they're not able to grow up the ladder.
Correct.
Okay, and then they do an MBA degree and then they become the CEOs.
Yeah, because understanding the market is also prime nowadays.
Very important.
So Ranjit, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि MBA is definitely an icing on the cake, तो क्या reputed institutions से MBA करना is also an added feather to the cap? Do corporates क्या corporates इस बात को भी देखते हैं कि कैंडिडेट कौन से इंस्टीट्यूट से है? Many such that are notable. Is that a criteria?
Yes. In large organization who have large pockets, deep pockets, okay, they prefer students from type A, type B institutes. Having said so, it's not important. People from type C, type D grade institutes doing very well in their life. Very, very well in their life. It's not important. But it does give you an advantage. For sure. For sure. I mean, एक tag लगना भी ना, it creates an equity for yourself.
Yes.
In the market.
So if MBA is icing on the cake, a branded institute could be the cherry.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, completely.
It can be there, it cannot be there.
Yeah.
जब ऑन कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए कॉर्पोरेट्स आते हैं तो कैंडिडेट्स को इंटरव्यूज के लिए, रिटन टेस्ट के लिए कैसी तैयारी करनी होती है? व्हाट डू द कॉर्पोरेट्स एक्सपेक्ट व्हेन they go for an on-campus placement, fishing rather.
And I'll take a step back.
Okay.
There's a format. Okay, the format is we try to do an initial screening of the candidates through some psychometric test. Okay, where we judge or evaluate the traits of the general traits of a candidate.
So it's like an advanced aptitude test?
It's a combination of both attitude and aptitude, whether it's positive, whether it's how about his communication skill, how does he think given a situation. So that's a long question. Basis which we evaluate whether he is suited for this role or not. That's the initial screening that we do, right? And there are some benchmarks कि भैया इतना score करना चाहिए before, and this cut across the inventory that we get. जरूरी नहीं है कि अगर वो टॉपर है तो उसको प्रेफरेंस मिलेगा.
अच्छा. Yes.
नहीं
Correct.
ऐसा नहीं. Then you get into a several lot of interviews. Okay, and then there's a group discussion. We give them a topic. Okay, and topics are primarily related to the job that the job demands. Okay, for example, आपको एक ऐप बनाना है. Let's say IT, थोड़ा difficult मैं example ले रहा हूँ. अगर एक ऐप बनाना है, what would be your strategy? Okay, to develop this kind of app or this kind of product. Okay, and then there's a group discussion. We see, and we not only see the content. Okay, we also see the approach of a person, his body language, his communication skills. Okay, obviously the content plays a major role. Okay, we don't say it's not. It has its own weightage as well. So basis this parameter we evaluate, and then they go for interviews.
Okay.
And interviews becomes a formality because you can't judge a person with only 15 minutes of conversation. Frankly speaking, you can't do that.
तो क्या इसमें written test भी होते हैं?
होते हैं.
And Ranjit, it might be a silly question, but I feel it's relevant, so I'm asking you. क्या appearance और aura matter करता है?
It depends.
How you dress up, how you speak, how you walk.
It does. But सब जगह मैटर नहीं करता. ठीक है. अगर मेरे पूछिएगा ना, अगर मैं एक डेवलपर को हायर करने जा रहा हूँ तो मैं उसका अपीयरेंस और ड्रेस नहीं देखूंगा.
Okay. But certain jobs that
हाँ, अगर मैं एक B2B अकाउंट मैनेजर हायर करने जाऊंगा, then I look at his communication skills, his aura, his personality, the way he's dressed, the way he's talking, whether he's an eye-to-eye contact or not, whether he's fooling me or not, because I have tools to figure out whether how I'm बात कर रहा है actually understand. So and backed up by all those data that we have collected through the psychometric test and so on and so forth, gives me a firm view that this candidate is right for this role. Okay, so there's a scientific way of doing it, and there are interpersonal discussion, face-to-face discussion, which helps the evaluator figure out whether he's suited or not. So marks obtained here and that you obtained during your psychometric test and other, okay, adds up and then we decide.
Ranjit, काफी corporate rejections भी आते हैं. Teenagers have to face it. They are multiple times rejected. Sometimes it affects their mental health. So are corporates somewhere aware of this fact? क्या कभी हिचकिचाहट होती है रिजेक्शन करते वक्त? मतलब I know corporates are very practical people जो सिर्फ business minded होते हैं और अपने best के लिए सोचते हैं. But क्या are they aware that certain rejections might not be taken smoothly?
It does, and generally HR plays a very pivotal role in how do you handle the situation. Okay, so ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा when you get into a campus interview, अगर आप select नहीं हुए तो आपको चेहरे पे बोल दिया जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं. There's a way of communicating. I do a pre-placement interviews, and I go to a college for those set of people who are in their third semester, okay, about to complete the fourth semester, getting into fourth semester, and I pick them up, give them an on-job role, and figure out how they are behaving.
Going about it.
To give them projects, small projects. Okay, those tools also help a corporate to evaluate the right candidate. For example, I need, let's say, 10 guys in B2B sales, right? I go to a campus and I pick up the best of the lot, basically the tools that are available. Okay, bring them in, right? Although 10 guys, bring them in, right? Give them some projects to manage and give them a time frame. after 3 months, 4 months, right? For a student, it would look like a on-job training program, which is a compulsory part of the curriculum.
Correct.
Okay, but for me,
it's a test.
It's a test. So if I offer 5 out of 10, it doesn't hurt them the others as well. Okay,
that's a more legit way that you can.
Legit way. So that's also a tool which the corporate uses for selection.
Remarkable. It's nicer to know कि corporates भी mental health जो COVID post COVID के दौरान it was in shambles. उसका ध्यान रखती है, उसके इर्द गिर्द rejections ऐसे डिजाइन किए जाते हैं कि ताकि कैंडिडेट का मनोबल पूरी तरह से टूट ना जाए.
Correct.
और वो दोबारा ट्राई करके और एक बार ट्राई करे.
Correct.
Ranjeet, we were speaking to a career counselor in an episode, 2 episodes that we did with her. She said कि at the age of 40, 42 also लोग आते हैं उनके पास because they शायद करियर में उन्हें एक ब्लॉक महसूस होता है. So she says I also have clients which are at the age of 42, 43 trying to evaluate their careers and probably rethinking कि क्या हम सही करियर में हैं. So I'm asking you, you've been in the corporate, it's your journey of 17 years. क्या आपको कभी ऐसे लगा कि शायद ये मेरे लिए नहीं है, शायद मैं कुछ और करना चाहता था? You've been an art student. नहीं लगा आपको कभी कि psychology करना चाहिए या
Mine will not be a right example, frankly speaking, because
you love your job. This is your passion.
I love my job. I've been doing this for the last 17 years in telecom. Okay, and the kind of background I've had, I didn't have a choice. Because the kind of background I had, so I had to work, and I knew what's coming my way, right? Because when you get into early 40s or mid 40s, and it's everyone's life, okay, you are stuck by something called midlife crisis.
Yes.
For me, the definition of midlife crisis is different. You are in a stage of life where you have a growing child, an ailing parent, and you're not sure where your career is moving. So आप एक दुविधा में होते हो.
Correct.
This is my definition. I mean, this is
absolutely सही definition.
This is my definition.
Most of us have been through this.
I experienced this. I saw other people experiencing it.
Yes.
Okay. While I can't be vocal about it, right? Because I don't know whether how do they accept it. But I know he's passing, and I've seen a lot of people. I mean, their parents are in late 70s and mid 70s. A child at the cusp of getting into something. You are also in mid 40s. You don't know where you're heading to. Whether you are fit enough to step into the more competitive corporate world. Okay, it's not there for everyone. And this is where you are in dwindles. Right? आप दुविधा में पड़ जाते हो. क्या करोगे? Career counselors, हाँ एक है route where you go but my advice to you would be, and for anyone, speak to the more experienced guys in the industry, and this has helped me as well. I had a lot of gurus, okay, in my entire telecom because as I told you, 17 years. Obviously, I've worked under a lot of professionals, a lot of people, who have now left the industry or retired. I keep on interacting with them. Am I doing right? Am I moving in the right direction? Do I need to upskill myself? Or do I need to leave this industry because this industry doesn't require my skill sets? Or I'm not fit to be, in this industry because I don't have the requisite skill sets. This is the way let me position myself. Okay? So that's one way of doing it. Speak to your gurus. Speak to the professionals.
Your mentor.
Your mentors. Okay? With whom you have worked. They know because look, the guys, at 45 you're talking to your mentors means they are somewhere at 50-55.
Yes.
Okay, and they'll give you a candid feedback. भाई तेरे में ये है, तेरे में ये नहीं है. इस इंडस्ट्री को ये स्किल सेट चाहिए, क्या तू कर पाएगा?
They know the industry and they know you well.
They know you.
So Ranjeet, you are a parent. You're a parent to wonderful twins. तो आपको तो सब double मिलता होगा ना? Double happiness, double stress, double tantrums, double understanding, double love.
Double fun.
So tell us something more about your teenagers and you being a teenage parent, you and your better half. How are you all handling the change? Because children change, जब वो 11 साल के हो जाते हैं वो 10 साल वाला बच्चा नहीं होता. इनफैक्ट 11-12 साल में सडनली आपको एक चेंज दिखता है उनमें. सो कैसे आपने इस चेंज को हैंडल किया? What's your mantra of parenting?
Look, when you talk about twins ना, like बाहर दुनिया में एक ऐसी मान्यता है, लोग सोचते हैं, ऐसे मान्यता नहीं बोलूँगा, लोग सोचते हैं कि दो बच्चे हैं, ट्विन्स हैं,
साथी हो जाएगा सब,
सिमिलर ट्रेट्स होगा, सिमिलर लुक्स होंगे, ठीक है, बिहेवियर भी सेम होगा, it becomes easy, okay, parenting. But let me tell you, my kids are poles apart, absolutely poles apart, okay. And the biggest challenge is if you have 14-year-old twins and they are so different, okay, character-wise, look-wise, okay, so two different, it makes your task much more complex, okay. Normally क्या होता है when you have kids like two kids, एक 14 साल का एक 10 साल का है, तो आपने 14 साल को मैनेज कर लिया, 10 साल को मैनेज करना इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता because you have seen that,
yes,
you have not experienced. I mean, both of them are growing together, okay, and though different characters, it makes the job much more complex, okay, much more complex. But there's a mantra, and this is my mantra. Okay. I'm just explaining my. I'm not into big time parenting. I have my own ways of doing it, and I split that into two parts. Okay, one is I want to give them a core value which is more Indianized, right? Value which is the way which we have been brought up. Okay, the family values. Okay, that's the only thing which I look upon my kid and I tell him what. And let's say what values today. Modern kids, they have stayed in Mumbai, Delhi, they have stayed अलग-अलग दुनिया में रहे हैं ये लोग, ठीक है, because my job is transferable. Different society, different culture. I've stayed in Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Delhi, Pune, Punjab, stayed everywhere.
That's the best part.
That's the best part. And they have their circle of influence. Okay, every place has its own. Every society has its own values. My first parenting tip, that's not a parenting tip, my first advice to my kids on the value system. Okay, what's my family value system? Whatever respect though, how do you manage your peers, how you manage your brothers, how you manage your family, how you manage your friends, how you manage your elders, how you manage your neighbors, right? That's first. Second is whatever they do with their heart. Okay, it cannot be a stopgap. So, and third and most importantly is respect food, respect environment, respect what nature has given you, right? Because these are the core part of my family value system, which I've grown, and this is the only thing which I teach my kids. Okay, respect what you have got.
Yes.
Respect what you have got.
And appreciate. Gratitude.
And gratitude. Secondly, on how they are brought up, I give them a lot of flexibility. My job, I've not told my kid, तुमको engineering करनी है, तुमको medical करनी है, तुमको ये करना है, तुमको करना है. I have an aspiration. Because when my twins were born, I thought, एक को cricketer बनाऊंगा.
एक को
cricketer बनाऊंगा. एक को तो बनाऊंगा पक्का. Luckily, Vivan, has a lot of passion towards this game. A lot of passion. He plays well, and I'm not enforced on him. Not enforced. But yes, what I did was gave them environment, gave them tools. Okay, and I live it upon them. For example, मेरा रोल क्या है? मेरा रोल है कि ये नहीं गर्दन पकड़ के भैया तुम यही पढ़ो ना, आप ये नहीं कर सकते. आप जो उनको चाहिए, for example, books, different fields, okay, anything on sports, give them those infrastructure and let them explore and let them decide what they want to do.
Correct.
Because India in 21st century, okay, is very different to what we had.
Yes.
Today, career is not only limited to engineering and medical, right, or MBA. You have career in gaming as well today. People play games and earn money. They're professionals today.
Yes.
Play their games and put them on a YouTube channel and they're earning money. Today you have avenues in the field of music, drama, sports.
Yeah, digital influencers.
I would have never thought people earning money in kabaddi 10 years back. Kabaddi was never a career option for anyone. Today you can be a millionaire by playing kabaddi in India.
That's what when me and my producer Himanshu, we were speaking in the morning today. He said there are about 6,000 careers now. 6,000.
Yeah.
He said, I was just aware. I thought maybe it might be 10, 12. Today we have 6,000 careers. And that's huge. And everyone's making money.
Everyone. And look, today kids, because you know what? And one again, how do I help my kids evolve? Okay. Look, they have their own circle of influence.
Yes.
They have their own set of friends. अगर उनका एक suppose for example in my kid with my kids वो Calcutta गए. Calcutta they got a group of friends who were playing outdoor sports. Okay, उनके साथ वो जम गए. तो outdoor sports दबा खेलना शुरू कर दिया. Swimming कर रहा है, hockey खेल रहा है, cricket खेल रहा है, football खेल रहा है. मुझे लगा रहे वाह मेरा लड़का तो sports से बढ़िया है, sports करेगा. When they went to Ahmedabad, okay, got transferred. He got a set of friends good in studies. Okay, so अलग-अलग books, comics, and they started reading a lot. Okay, fictions and non-fictions both, right? और अच्छा है पढ़ाई भी कर रहा है. Again, when I went back to Delhi, ठीक है, वहाँ एक अलग से ग्रुप मिला उनको. उनकी एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट अलग थी. तो मुझे लगा ये तो फिर चेंज हो गया. अब मैं मुंबई आ गया हूँ. ठीक है, यहाँ के अलग.
That's the essence of teenage.
That's the essence of teenage.
Change होता है, सब change होता है.
But as a parent, I can't decide this is what his area of interest is. It's too early to judge for me. Where is he heading to? I still have time. So, and this was my realization. Frankly speaking, I thought, and this was my reading as well. You give them opportunities, you give them infrastructure, you give them environment, and let them decide what they want to do.
Correct.
Vivan was never interested in studies, never till about a year back, never. पढ़ाई इसका मतलब ये था कि माँ बैठी हैं तो पढ़ना है और एग्जाम ठीक ठाक नंबर लेके आना है, that's it. उसका interest was only on cricket. He used to eat, sleep and dream about cricket. वो सोता भी है बॉल बगल में रख के. उसके तकिए के नीचे एक आपको रेड बॉल मिल जाएगा, ठीक है. After I moved to Mumbai, because they were in their 9th grade now, so obviously my wife thought कि 9th grade में आ गए हैं, they should be given some tuitions, and so we put them in a tuition class close to where we stay. And all of a sudden Vidwan came and told me मुझे physics बड़ा पसंद आ रहा है. And I was surprised. 9 साल बाद विवान के मुंह से सुन रहा हूँ कि मुझे physics से बड़ा इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है. I went to talk to his teacher. He said he's doing very well in physics, he's doing very well in maths. I would have never imagined, till about 13 years, okay, Vivan will never talk about studies. All of a sudden he's developed an interest in physics and maths. So to me it was a surprise, huge surprise for me and my wife. And what we have seen in the last 6 months, like he's doing good in maths and physics. So I don't know, frankly speaking, as a parent to, evaluate and, or reach to a conclusion that this is the area of interest for my kid and this is what he's going to pursue today and next few years. It's very difficult. It keeps on changing.
तो पेरेंट्स को मेंटेन करना होता है अपने टीनेजर्स के साथ एक सही पेशेंस और एक सही जगह जहाँ लिटिल नच की जरूरत भी होती है.
पेशेंस में रखता हूँ, नच मेरी वाइफ करती है.
So that means you're a good cop.
We have our own style and I think it's good. Gives kids two different perspectives.
Being in the field of telecommunication, your thoughts on online safety and digital parenting?
I call it concern because kids are subjected to type of content, okay, which to me, frankly speaking, is avoidable. Okay?
It's not age appropriate.
Age appropriate, avoidable. You have and the content today in the digital world or in platform that's available doesn't segregate. People in India are not that tech literate, not tech savvy, tech literate, if I may call it, to exercise that kind of control and use this as a parenting tool, frankly speaking. That needs education at our level as well.
Yes.
Yeah, at our level as well. how do I control that? I'm not saying that it creates a sort of negative impact on the kids' upbringing. I'm not saying that, but I still think that every learning has its own time, even for the kids.
सोशल मीडिया जैसे इन मामलों में एज अप्रोप्रिएट कंटेंट ना देखना, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है, ज़्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करना, इन मामलों में अगर inappropriate है. But in today's times also, children have become mini journalists. If you see today Israel and Gaza, people are going live and using it in the most responsible way. So I think somewhere you can also put it to good use. पर जैसे कि आपने कहा, जब तक पेरेंट्स इस मामले में ट्रेन नहीं होंगे, वो अपने बच्चों को नहीं सिखा पाएंगे कि सोशल मीडिया राइटली भी कैसे यूज किया जा सकता है.
एक 8 साल का बच्चा को गाजा सिखा दूं, क्या समझ में आएगा गाजा क्या है? I'm throwing a question back at you. एक 8 साल का बच्चा देखेगा कि गाजा में बॉम्बिंग हो रहा है, लोग मर रहे हैं, ठीक है, उसको यही दिखेगा ना कि लोग मर रहे हैं. लेकिन एक 12 साल के बच्चा को मैं गाजा दिखलाऊं, 12-13 साल के बच्चे को गाजा दिखलाऊं, उसको मालूम चलेगा हिस्ट्री क्या है गाजा का. करेक्ट. आपका हिस्ट्री क्या है इजराइल का, हिस्ट्री क्या है मिडिल ईस्ट का. Then probably he'll be able to put that in the right perspective.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. A teenager can be equipped, backed with social media and use it for an advantage. क्योंकि हमेशा जब हम सोशल मीडिया की बात करते हैं तो उसे नेगेटिव सेंस में पोर्ट्रे किया जाता है कि टाइम स्पेंड हो जाता है, ये हो जाता है. बट सोशल मीडिया हैज ऑल्सो बिकम अ टूल ऑफ introducing children to journalism at their end, that you can be your own reporter.
If you're not able, if you're not equipped to understand the context of the event, it may go otherwise as well.
Yes.
It may go otherwise as well. So, my kids are on those, they are teens now, okay? And we get into some very candid conversation, okay? Very, very candid conversations, okay? About the importance of having a female friend.
Yes.
Okay, how you should behave. Okay. The
consent.
Yeah, I've not gone to that stage, frankly speaking. How
no,
you should
consent,
behave.
Even in basic, forget consent.
Yeah.
Consent in basic, you click some picture and you need to take a consent of the other person कि क्या मैं इसे post करूँ.
Exactly.
Starts from there.
So, there's a word called respect.
Yes.
Okay. Normally, boys versus boys, मुझे पता है वो क्या होता है. But boys with girls, okay, there has to be a respect.
Yes.
Okay, and that's a part of the value system that I want to be imbibed by my kids. And those are those candid conversations I have at times. Okay, I ask them, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Okay, because I know they're not talking now, but if I can do several rounds of such discussions, casual discussions, they'll open up one day.
Yeah.
And the advantage with me are both in the same class. So either he or he would give me that dope. I mean, not in the same section, the same class. So we involve ourselves in those candid conversations. And I always stress on a word called respect for your female friends. Okay, that's very, very important.
Yes.
That gets imbibed and that's a part of your mindset.
Yes. Respect, okay? Just respect.
Just respect.
Yes.
Just respect.
Respecting your space and others' space.
Yeah. Just respect. And those are the fundamentals of entering into that age.
Yes.
Okay. And if those fundamentals are part of your value system, I don't think my kids go wrong.
Correct. They know to self-regulate.
Yeah.
Wow, Ranjeet. Now, one last question. Sorry to, I'm taking much of your time, but one last question, which is out of syllabus of this. So, 3 telecom giants, are they worried about Starlink?
No. There is a lot of scope for India. In India. India is still a developing country.
Okay.
I mean, look, rural India has a teledensity of 57% even today. Urban India is like 130-140%. Nationally, we have a teledensity of 84.5%. Okay. Those are using mobile phones. Okay. But there are only 85.4 crore population which is using internet.
Okay.
Out of 140 crore population, 1.4 billion, people that we have in this country, only 85 crores are using internet. And there are only 2 or 3 players today in the industry, right? So there's still a room, and I think, I always think that one, there's a space, and I think if any of the name you just mentioned, I would not like to call it on the camera. Uh, any of these such players, they get into it, keeps us on toes. Okay. First, secondly, and most importantly, that's a different technology altogether.
Yes.
That's a different. So that creates a lot of opportunity for people. Okay, huge opportunity.
And opportunities create employment.
It obviously creates employment.
Ranjeet, thank you for being a part of this wonderful episode. This
Thank
is
you
the
so
first
much.
time that you've been, on camera,
Yeah,
in a
on
guest
camera.
chair. So that's for your debut.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure.
Really, thank you. Valuable information. I learned so much today.
Thank you.
And it's just nice. Yeah, corporate has had, it was a dream. But now I'm an actor. On that note, आज का एपिसोड बस यहीं खत्म करते हैं. पर मिलेंगे आपसे अगले एपिसोड में एक नए करियर के साथ. Till then, take care and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Namaskar.